Good morning.
Good morning.
Today we're gonna do a different kind of vlog. We're gonna do like a freestyle walk on the streets of São Paulo. We are in the neighborhood where we are staying. It's called Santa Cecília, and on this street that is called Avenida São João, if you go completely straight to the end, now the trees are covering it, but you will have that big tower that is called Faro Santander, or Santander viewpoint, I would say, that we visited in another one of our videos. So we wanted to just walk around our neighborhood, show you where we were staying when we were visiting, and also to talk to you about São Paulo, the city, and what we liked, what we didn't like, what was our impression. Usually we do first impressions. This time we are going to do last impressions, or the conclusion of the visit, because this will be our last video from São Paulo. After this one we will be in another city that we are very excited about, but I'm not gonna say where. So as you walk around, you have a square over there that in the middle it's actually a flower market. There is a structure right there next to the huge tree that you see in the distance. That's a market that they have all kinds of flowers, anything you want, roses and all the other ones that I don't even know the name, but they sell it there. And we chose this neighborhood because of walking distance to a lot of different places that you can visit, especially the attractions in the historic downtown area that we did our first video at. Then you have a metro station just one block from where we were staying, so it's very easy to go around. And since we like walking around the cities and seeing everything but with our own eyes, we really like this neighborhood. Because by car you can go somewhere that is far, but we really think like you get to know the neighborhood and the city when you take your time and walk around the city, look at different places, then you discover, oh, there's a good restaurant there, oh, there is this there. So we really like that.
And because you don't use the car that much here in São Paulo, unless you want to be always stuck in traffic.
Oh, that too. That
No?
too. Exactly, yeah. Traffic, especially during rush hour, early in the morning and then late in the afternoon, it is just crazy. So it's much better to use the metro if you want to go somewhere that is far. We have used it. The metro system is very, very reliable.
And Uber too works really well. Like, well, it's a very busy city, so you're gonna have some cancels. Like, you're gonna ask for a trip, they are gonna accept, and then they're gonna cancel the trip. But overall, it works very well.
Yeah, it's very reliable. Even a couple of times, even late at night, we were coming back to our place and there was Uber, and it's very practical and not that expensive either. And also, not just in our neighborhood, but a lot of other neighborhoods also, there are a lot of bars and restaurants all over the place. And now it's lunchtime. A lot of people who work nearby or have businesses close by, they all come to these restaurants during lunch. So the options for bars and restaurants also is very good in this neighborhood. And all over São Paulo, no? Like everywhere we went,
Yes.
there are so many good restaurants.
Yes, you can stay here, eat every day in a different restaurant, and you won't be tired.
Oh, no. And a lot of different type of cuisine and dishes, as we showed you in our food vlog for Brazilian food or typical of São Paulo, or international dishes. You have all the options. The variety is like really, really good.
And just an example, this is a Peruvian restaurant, just like in the corner, around the corner that we're just passing by.
Yeah.
And this is a Peruvian restaurant.
The name is what? Rinconcito Peruano. So, see, just on the corner of the street you have Peruvian. Then you have,
Then
roasted chicken.
chicken.
These kinds of restaurants are very common. You have pastel, you have juices, you have all the things that you can have, like a little snacks, or they even have a complete meal for you if you want to have a big meal.
Another thing very interesting is that you find a lot of little supermarkets, just like this one.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the big ones, it's just little ones that you can just pass by and get whatever you need for the moment.
Yeah.
And you find this across the city.
Yes, another thing was very interesting for us is these like convenience stores that are called Osho. We had seen them only in Mexico before.
Actually, you pronounce Oxo.
Oxo.
In Portuguese, at least.
Oh,
it's even
okay.
written under here in Brazil. It's even written under the name. It's how you have to pronounce the name of the. Because I think everybody says Osho.
Yeah.
And then I was reading, no, you pronounce Oxo.
Oxo. Okay. So that too, you have it everywhere, like little convenience stores that, like 7-Eleven, let's say. You have that too. And at the end of the street that we were walking on, we just have a park. This park is very interesting. Huge trees over there like this one. Then in the middle of the park you actually have a school. Like it's a huge square slash park that all around it there are streets. And then in the middle of the square you have a school for kids.
And it's a public school for kids.
Ah, yes.
Like
Yeah.
you can see like toddlers, maybe up to, I don't know, 5 or maybe 8 years old. They are like small kids. But and we saw that like almost in all parks in the city, no?
Yeah,
Like,
most of the major parks that are like this one that are also a square where a lot of side streets they meet. In the middle they use the space for public schools, which is
Yeah.
a very good idea, no?
Very with the space, and you are in the middle of the park,
Yeah.
and just make sure that it is safe.
Yes. And speaking of safety, these structures here, they seem to be like a command location or central command, or one of the posts of the military police, that every time we pass by there's a lot of cops here starting their shift or ending their shift, and then they go to the streets nearby to patrol the streets. The fountain here is very nice too. The water pressure, wow, very nice. So you have a lot of cops too, but that gets me to another thing that we wanted to talk to you guys about. One of the things that we were not extremely excited about when it came to São Paulo is the number of homeless people. Again, it's not a negative thing. I don't want to be negative or just criticize. No, but as a tourist, we want to share with you what we really think. Like everybody told us in Rio, you have to be careful about the security and safety. After a couple of days in Rio, you get a hold of it, and you can definitely manage walking on the streets downtown and all of that. It's manageable. São Paulo, I would say it's really overwhelming, the amount of homeless people that you see. And unfortunately, I know it's a challenge for the city as well to clean all of this, but unfortunately we think it's the decision of those people to stay on the street, because we saw a lot of them using a lot of substances. Because it's not like there are no jobs. Everywhere you go, restaurants, shops, there is a sign that they are hiring.
Yes.
So economically speaking, the situation is good, especially in São Paulo. Business is good, a lot of people are hiring. So we think they choose to be on the street, but also for the city, it's a challenge to manage all of that. We see they give them blankets, they feed them at least 1 or 2 times per day, because we see them in different parks. They come and they distribute food. So there are certain, systems in place, but for some reason they rather stay on the street, which is not a very good sight to see for tourists.
But it is, I would say, maybe it's one of the main problems of the city. It's
Yes.
homelessness. It is huge.
Yeah.
Like it's a big problem,
Yeah. And
which in the end doesn't make the tourists or people who are visiting the city feel safe. You have to learn how to go around and play the party.
Exactly. Like both in Rio and São Paulo, we used our drone much less than what we would do usually, just for that purpose. We didn't want to have any issues. And we have been here for a while. We didn't see anything happening. Now I don't know, maybe I will jinx it, and today when we are walking we see something happening, but we walked everywhere with the camera and we filmed. There wasn't any incident that at least we saw. So but it doesn't mean it doesn't
exist. A few
exist.
people told us to not walk around holding your cell phone, because that's like easily they can just snatch it.
Yeah.
Like so pay attention, have your cell phone like stuck to you if you need to use it, or have it like in your bag and don't take it out.
Yes.
Because a few people, they passed by and they told us like don't walk holding your cell phone like this.
Yes. So even the camera, I have like a strap around my wrist, so just to have it like secure. That being said, this was the only thing that we thought we wanted to share as like a negative point for the city. The rest, everything is positive, no?
Yes.
Like
we are actually now we are walking on the pedestrian like street, and this is the core of the city. Here's like downtown São Paulo, and again, like you can see people from everywhere walking everywhere, like going to work, coming back from work, going for lunch, coming back from lunch, and it's still like you can feel safe, but also there is a lot of police around us.
It's like right now, as Mariana mentioned, you see it's full of people. It's the lunch break, everybody is out, but as Mariana was saying, and I cut her off, sorry, there is a lot of police everywhere.
The presence is very present.
Oh yeah, you can feel that they are everywhere. And then a lot of positive aspects are the following. The city is extremely alive. Doesn't matter what time of the day or night it is, the city is extremely alive. So when we were walking like to another neighborhood that we visited, Brás is kind of like Rua 25 de Março. So there's a lot of commerce happening, but we heard that even at night, overnight, they have a street fair that is the whole night, like after midnight until 6 a.m. No, they close the streets. So commerce is happening all the time, 24/7. Very alive and vibrant city. A lot of options and choices when it comes to food and restaurants and entertainment and museums. My God, the amount of museums that we have visited when we were here, and a lot
you can see all of them in the videos.
Yes. If you haven't watched our previous videos, make sure you watch them, because we go through a lot of them. We talk about a lot of them. And it really depends on your interest. If it's history, if it is art, anything, you can find so many different options to visit. And now we get to the end of this street, and a bit further down on the left hand side is where the Teatro Municipal is located. But we wanted to also show you that even the side streets here, it's full of street vendors, and all of these vendors, they move, like they have these like stands that they have their products to sell. They have wheels, so at the end of the day they just close everything, it has wheels, and then they just take it. Tomorrow the same vendor might be on this street standing right here, and they have this flexibility. They can move around, they can choose where they want to be, and this is very interesting because I find this is one thing that is missing in North America, or at least our reference, that is Canada, that there is a lot of rules and regulations, and then this does not allow the economy to roll, to move. But here, no, especially you're here especially in São Paulo, we see a lot of commerce happening, everywhere you go. It's amazing.
And another thing very interesting about São Paulo, but you find all different kinds of restaurants for different kinds of prices. So I was just looking at here, there is a restaurant.
Let's go. Oh yes. It's called what? Nova Barão?
Nova Barão.
Okay.
And you see, like, you can have marmitex, which is like they prepare the plate for you for 19 reais. After you can put the price in dollars.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna put the equivalent.
The most, like, for all you can eat is like 26 reais. So it's like all you can eat. And then you have, like, you're gonna have rice, pasta, meat, salad, chicken, and everything else. And you can eat everything.
Yeah, basically everything for 26 reais, which is a very good price.
So in São Paulo you can find very, very expensive restaurants.
Oh yeah.
And then you find, like, you know, much more affordable ones. Like, so you can see that everybody can eat.
Oh yeah. Yeah, food is abundant, and you also have McDonald's. Your typical also fast food chain restaurants also you have everywhere. And as I mentioned, at the end of this street that we were walking on, you have the beautiful municipal theater. That just standing here looking at this building itself is a nice entertainment for me. I never get tired of looking at this building. It's stunning. And let me show you also again the number of police that is present. You see right next to the building there is 2 police cars, there's a van. Those are the mobile units of the police that they move from one street to another. This is a fixed post that they have right next to the building, but they also move and go around the city. On Rua 25 de Março also they have a few of them. Downtown area that is busy and there's more possibility of anything going wrong, let's say, they have it. Also, as you walk around downtown, you see structures like this. These ones are the very, very old-fashioned shopping malls. Before the shopping malls look like what they are today, these are the places that have all the stores, different kinds. This one in particular is called Galeria do Rock in Portuguese, or the Gallery of Rock. It has a lot of things with like music, a lot of tattoo stores, barbers, hairdressers, and all the other kind of stores, and it's huge. It goes to the end, and at the end, I don't know if in the camera you guys can see or not, but there's another entrance on the other side of the whole block that you can come in. And even where we are standing, again, this is structure too. It's all commercial, all full of stores for different businesses, and very, very busy. Another example of a commercial center is this one also, right? Like the one that I showed you is right there, and then you walk a little bit further down and another one full of stores. Basically any service that you need, you can find it by just walking around here. Restaurants, clinics, dental clinics, hair salons, repair shops. There are so many stores that they repair your cell phone or other electronics that you might have, which again in North America doesn't even exist.
No, and all of this, everywhere we see, it's like a small business.
Yes.
Like they're not chains, big chains, and no, it's like owned by the owner, like, and the service you might get from the owner itself.
Exactly. All over Brazil, we see that small businesses are still very much alive. Another example is this street. Look at this. All of these street vendors along the street and other shops. I love this hustle and bustle. Just walking in downtown streets and seeing how the daily life of the people is. I love it. And yet another commercial center, and we really wanted to show you this while we're here. You see a lot of these little restaurants for snacks or for juices everywhere. On the corner of every street almost, you have these little restaurants that people are grabbing a snack or a bite to eat. And because the main meal for people in Brazil is lunch, lunch, and it's lunchtime now, so everybody is out.
And all the fruits that you see hanging, actually, if you can ask for the juice of that fruit, they're gonna take it, that fruit, and they're gonna make the juice from that. Like the juices are not prepared already. They do it, the juice, fresh juice in front of you. Like that's what I find amazing.
And it tastes so good. We're gonna see if along the way, before going back, we find a place and we will show it to you. And another example of the restaurants that we told you, that it's also common that you just stand on the side and eat on the counter. You don't even get a table or anything. You just quickly grab a bite and go. One more thing that is very common in Brazil, in the whole country, is this kind of news stands that you have magazines, newspapers, then they have chocolate and other things and drinks. These days it's not just newspaper or like magazines, you have toys, candies, everything. And once again, McDonald's everywhere. So this is another example of the places that we talked to you about, that all of these fruits you can make a juice out of, and they have little like finger food or like snacks. And we are going to get pound queijo, which is the cheese bread, and one more item that just to show you and just to have a quick bite. And since we want to have a real local experience, we're gonna also sit next to the counter and eat on the counter. This is the fresh juice. We asked for orange juice. They have everything: mango, pineapple, watermelon, papaya, strawberry. But since Brazil has the best oranges and the best orange juice, so we're gonna go for the orange juice. And here is the final product. Pound queijo, orange juice. Never go wrong with it. And I'm sure it's just delicious. Amazing, like always. No?
Always fresh.
We ordered one more thing also, which is typical of São Paulo. It's called bauru. This is basically a dough, and then inside there's cheese. I believe it's mozzarella, ham, and tomato. Let's see. Oh my god. São Paulo never disappoints. All right, juice, 2 juices, pound queijo and bauru was 42 reais. Now there are 2 things I wanted to talk to you about. First, the weather. At least when we are here now, at night it's really cold, no?
Yeah.
It gets really cold.
Yeah.
And then now in the afternoon the sun is very strong and it gets hot, so I didn't even bring a jacket, and it was good because it's not cold at all. Second thing is the public transit that I wanted to talk to you about. The network is extremely reliable. They have so many different services. There are buses, then there is the metro, then there is the train that takes you to the suburb of São Paulo or the greater metropolitan area that are outside of the core downtown area. And most of those train stations, you can also have access to them from the metro station, which is very good and very, very convenient. Like during our stay in São Paulo, we took the metro several times and there wasn't a single interruption for the service or a slowdown. Oh, this line is slow or it's not working or anything. Nothing. It was really, really good, working perfectly and very efficiently. Now, We need you guys to leave us comments below if you like this kind of vlogs, because today we just decided to just do like a freestyle vlogging, walking around downtown and show you our neighborhood. Most of the time we go to like specific points to visit the touristic attractions, but today we just wanted to show you our neighborhood and where we stayed in São Paulo. So let us know if you actually like this kind of vlogs too. So if you like it, we'll do it more. That being said, we hope you enjoyed it. We really enjoyed São Paulo. We will really truly miss São Paulo, but we can always come back.
Yes.
Definitely.
And if you have the chance, come.
Yes, absolutely. It's a wonderful city. We hope you enjoyed our video. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Ciao.